Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today, I will be asking the question, can we complete Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe without jumping as Meta Knight? The rules are simple. We aren't allowed to use the move Jump/Hover with any other characters, whether it's Meta Knight, Kirby, King DDD, or even Bandana Waddle Dee. None of them are allowed to use the move Jump/Hover. We are allowing Magolor's help because we can't get through this challenge without it for reasons I'll explain later. The goal of this run is to get a 100% completion on our save file while using Meta Knight and without jumping. So with that, let's get a second controller and get into the first level of Cookie Country. Well, right after we stack Kirby and Meta Knight, swap our control scheme, and shuttle loop our way back to the door. Anyways, let's get this run started for real. Starting off in 1-1, our main priority is getting Kirby a copy ability. So we fly around with Shuttle Loop for a few seconds before we run into this Waddle Dee so that we can get Kirby off of him. We then run to the copying tutorial and grab Sword. We could then use him to get onto Meta Knight again, and then we Shuttle Loop our way through the rest of the screen. Sounds pretty self-explanatory. Surely we can just do this for the entire level, right? Well, once we get into a cave, things take a turn. We encounter a key which we need to get to in order to access the first energy sphere, but we can't carry it while we have someone on our backs. So we join in a third player and have King DDD escort it so we can get the first energy sphere of the entire game. Oh boy, there's a lot left to go. Once we exit the cave, we're going to need a third player again, but this time we have another Kirby. We need to swallow the whatever this thing is called and grab Ultra Sword, while still flying with Meta Knight to be able to make it to the final staircase and destroy it so we can access the rift. Doing this isn't so bad since we're just flying, so we can get into the level, no problem. Once we enter the rift, all of our copy abilities are taken away from us and there is no chance to get them back if they aren't applied at the end of this area. What we will have to do is use Magolor for the first time in this run to get Kirby onto Meta Knight's back, so that we can go through this entire thing, as seen in my Jumpless Completionist episode. So yeah, this escape room is no problem. We immediately get Sword back in the next room and fight Sphere Doomers so we can get the last 2 energy spheres. Anyways, that's all 1-1 has to offer, so let's move on to 1-2. In 1-2, we don't run into any problems until we encounter this cannon. We have to skip it for obvious reasons, but we need a third controller again. When will we ever stop needing those? But regardless, King DDD has its time to shine for the first time, because this hammer can break the blocks, and we can get the first energy sphere no problem. But the next part is about to get worse. The very next screen starts like this. There is a needle copy ability with no way of avoiding it, so we will have to shuttle loop our way up this tree, but also have Blue Kirby hold on to the needle copy ability so that Pink Kirby can get through just fine. 2 minutes of climbing the tree later, and we're at the top, ready to get our second energy sphere. And things only get worse from here. The very next area has us fighting the first mini-boss of the game, Gigantedge. While the fight isn't really that bad, we still are going to need to use Blue Kirby to our advantage, so we can get Sword, as we will need it for the third energy sphere. And no, Pink Kirby's default Sword isn't gonna cut it. So we use Blue Kirby to suck up Gigantedge and grab Sword. Then, we send Blue Kirby to this platform and cut the rope. After that, we can finally get the sphere and move on from this godforsaken level. I really hope 1-3 will be kinder to us. We were able to get the first energy sphere in 1-3 no problem, but the second energy sphere is behind a key door. So you know what that means. We need a third controller again. Okay, this time it really wasn't that bad. I did need to fight a bit of Joy-Con drift, though. Nevertheless, we claim our second energy sphere and can move on. The very next screen has us chasing an enemy that holds the key needed for the third energy sphere. Can we even make it to him in time with our slow shuttle loops? Yeah, there is plenty of time. But of course, we gotta whip out Blue Kirby for one last time. After we shuttle loop over this gap, we need to use him to open the door, and then the last energy sphere of the level is ours, and we can move on to 1-4. The first energy sphere of the level can be acquired with no problems. And interestingly enough, once we get to the caves, we don't need the prism shield to protect us from the falling stalactites and cannonballs. We can just have Meta Knight's sword cut through everything. But the second energy sphere we nab just fine. The last two are in a rift, so of course we are whipping out our third controller once again. After we burn the tree, we go into the rift, and it's the same as the first one. Drop off the first ledge with Kirby, use Maglore to get him onto Meta Knight's back, and just fly through the entire level. And with that, we got all the energy spheres in Cookie Country. Let's wrap this video up with 1-5. All I can say is that this level is just the easiest one, although I did have to mash both the controllers to finish the fight faster. But with Wispy Woods defeated, we have officially cleared every level in Cookie Country without jumping. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see next for the explained videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.